Guys, welcome to Kickoff Central Team. It appears that the Super Eagles of Nigeria cannot qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup tournament. This comes after Nigeria drew 1-0 with the Bafana of South Africa on Tuesday afternoon. The Super Eagles were very hopeful going to Bloemfontein, and at the Toyota Stadium they hope that they would overcome the Bafana to get closer to qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Unfortunately, the star-studded lineup of coach Eric Shelley without top striker Victor Osimhen could not get the job done. The Bafana showed resilience and held the Super Eagles to a 1-1 draw. If you look at the group standings currently, the Group 6 standings of the African qualifier to the World Cup, it's mathematically possible for the Super Eagles to qualify, but it is almost impossible for the Super Eagles to qualify. We will tell you why magically the Super Eagles can qualify, and tell you why in reality the Super Eagles cannot qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. In this update, we will also provide you with an update on the Teranga Lions of Senegal, who came from 2 goals down to beat DR Congo by 3 goals to 2. After the game, the Congolese fans went bananas, destroying things at the stadium, crashing and throwing around the stadium seats at the end of that particular game. We will provide you with some updates on what happened there. And then also the Black Stars of Ghana, they are almost through with securing their tickets for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. This follows a 1-1 draw against Chad and a 1-0 victory against Mali in their 2 games in the September international break. So we will bring you up to speed with the games that happened in the last 24 hours, and then give you the latest as far as the African qualifiers to the 2026 FIFA World Cup is concerned. This is Kickoff Central TV. Like I said, thank you all so much for watching our channel, and thank you to the over 1,000 subscribers that have subscribed to our channel. The channel is just a month old. We uploaded our first video on August 10th. Today is September 10th, and already we have over 1,000 followers. Thank you so much. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to our channel. Help us to grow even more. Let's quickly run you through what we have for you today. We are talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, African giant, West African powerhouse, a world football powerhouse. When it comes to football, they have a lot of stars. If you look at the kind of quality that Nigeria have at their disposal at the moment, and you compare it to other African countries who are on the verge or close to securing qualification to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, you would wonder what has gone wrong for the Super Eagles. Is it that they don't have a good coach? Is it that they didn't prepare well? Is it that the slow start of the qualifiers have affected the Super Eagles? Share your views and thoughts in the comment section with us. Now, it's a combination of a number of factors. Now, the Super Eagles, some say, rushed in the decision to bring in coach Eric Shelley, and that has, in the long run, affected their chance of now playing at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Some are also saying the Super Eagles players are failing to show up for the national team, and they are not playing for their country. They are not killing themselves. They are not showing that hunger to play at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and that is why they find themselves at where they are currently. On Tuesday, they had the opportunity of reviving their World Cup qualification chances when they played at the Toyota Stadium in Bloemfontein in a crucial round 8 fixture against the Bafana of South Africa. Remember, South Africa went into that game top of their group standings, and with a very good opportunity to even secure early qualification. If they had been able to beat Nigeria yesterday, the story would have been totally different. It would have been all over for Nigeria's Super Eagles. But the Super Eagles also showed a bit of hunger, and away from home, and they managed to secure a point, although that point is not enough. Super Eagles needed to win that game by all means, but they failed. Now, some Nigerians on social media are very optimistic that the Super Eagles can still qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Mathematically, that is possible, because if you look at the current standings in Group C, let me quickly run you through the standings in Group C. South Africa are top of the group with as many as 17 points. Benin at second with 14 points. Nigeria third with 11 points. Rwanda are fourth with 11 points. And Lesotho are fifth with 6 points. and Zimbabwe are 6, bottom of the table with 4 points. Zimbabwe cannot qualify, Lesotho cannot qualify, Rwanda mathematically can qualify, Nigeria mathematically may also can qualify, but Rwanda and Nigeria, their qualification chances are dependent on whether South Africa will be deducted 3 points. Remember earlier there was a conversation that South Africa in one of their games fielded an unqualified player, and because of that they will be docked some 3 points. That 3 points have not been taken away yet, and as a result, South Africa are still top of the group with 17 points. Now let's say hypothetically South Africa will be deducted the 3 points. Even so, South Africa will still be on 14 points, 3 more points than Nigeria. And I believe that South Africa have a better head-to-head than Benin. Now, if you take all these things into consideration, it means South Africa will still be on top. And if South Africa are on top, in the next 2 games of South Africa, let's look at the games that they will be playing. The Bafana will face Zimbabwe away, a game that they would surely win, because Zimbabwe, if you look at them, they are almost like the Whipping Boys in Group C. Now, if South Africa wins this game, they go back to 17. In their final game of the qualifiers, South Africa will be at home and they will be facing Rwanda. Are you telling me that South Africa will not be able to beat Rwanda if push comes to shove, that they need all the 3 points to secure qualification to the 2026 FIFA World Cup? They will certainly beat Rwanda. So definitely, South Africa will still come up, and then they will have more points in the group. Let's say the 3 points has also been deducted, and Nigeria have their fate in their own hands, that win their next 2 games and then have the possibility of qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which is very difficult, and I don't see it happening. Because if you look at how Nigeria have played in this particular World Cup qualifiers, how many games have they won? Just 2. A whole Nigeria Super Eagles have only won 2 games in the qualifiers for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. This is the Nigeria that we know their pedigree, we know their quality. Nigeria has never lacked talent. If you go through the generation of quality players that Nigeria have produced, they've never lacked talent. They've always had quality in their squad, if not the goalkeeper. There are times where they've had the best goalkeepers on the continent. Now, if you even look at Stanley Nwabali currently, if he's not the top goalkeeper on the African continent, he's the second, because Rowan Williams and Stanley Nwabali currently, in my view, they are the top goalkeepers on the continent. Andre Onana has his issues and all that. So these 2 goalkeepers are the top. If you look at the attack of Nigeria, Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen, Boniface, they have Deses, now even Tolu Arokodare is even in the mix. So many talent in the attack. Alexi Wobi still plays. Wilfred Ndidi is still a part of the team. They have new players who have also come up, showed a lot of quality. William Troost-Ekong is even playing some part in the World Cup qualifiers. So to find them with just 2 wins from 8 games in the World Cup qualifiers is mind-boggling. It's very disappointing. It's a shame on the Nigeria Super Eagles and the players who have been able to be given the opportunity to play in this World Cup qualifiers to bite their heads in shame. If they don't qualify for this particular World Cup, they need to apologize to the people of Nigeria. Because tell me why you have this quality in your squad and you cannot compete with the likes of South Africa, Lesotho, Rwanda, Benin, and you cannot top this group. Yes, South Africa equally have a very good team. South Africa, they don't have that stars. They don't have the stars in terms of the kind of players if you are doing man-to-man. Yes, maybe Rowan Williams will be ahead of Stanley Nwabali in terms of achievement and in terms of the pedigree and in terms of the quality that he has showed over the years. But if you take all other departments, South Africa doesn't have the quality that Nigeria have in their squad. So it's very, very, very disappointing that the Super Eagles are set to miss out on qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Like I said, mathematically it's still possible if only South Africa are going to be deducted the 3 points that we are expecting that they will be deducted. But if they are not deducted, then Nigerians should forget it. The Super Eagles will not be at the 2026 FIFA World Cup tournament. So that's the state of play in Group C, where Nigeria are struggling to keep up with Benin and South Africa. Now let's move on away from the Super Eagles and move on to another interesting group. Now on Tuesday, DR Congo were at home and played against Senegal. In the first 33 minutes, DR Congo were up by 2 goals already. Now, if they had won that game, they would have stretched their lead at the top of the group and they would be on their way to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. But Senegal did the unthinkable. They came back from a two goal deficit to win the game by 3 goals to 2. Sadio Mane didn't score in that goal. Nicolas Jackson got a goal. Pape Metasa of Tottenham Hotspur scored the decisive winning goal for the side in the second half. It shows a team that has quality. It shows a team that has a fighting spirit. It shows the team, unlike the Super Eagles side, where players are refusing to kill themselves for their country. The Senegalese players show that they want to play at the World Cup, and they fought to ensure that Senegal, the Teranga Lions, backed all the 3 points. And that is the intent of a team, and that is the mark of a team that wants to play at the World Cup, because it's the global tournament. This is where the best players are supposed to show up. So if you have a Super Eagles side that are refusing to show the fight and commitment to play at the World Cup, it's very worrying. So Senegal back on top in the Group B standings with 18 points. DR Congo with 16 points. Sudan with 12 points. Sudan can still qualify for the World Cup, but it's going to be difficult. Let's just say they cannot qualify. So it's now between Senegal and DR Congo in the last two, ahead of the last 2 games in the qualifier. So Group B will be very interesting in October when we resume for the final phase of the qualifiers for the African qualifiers for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. We'll wrap up with the Black Stars of Ghana, who are on the verge of qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The Black Stars beat Mali by 1-0 at the Accra Sports Stadium on Monday evening, with Alexander Djiku getting the all-important goal to earn all 3 points for the Black Stars of Ghana. So the Black Stars in the October international break, they'll come up against the Central African Republic, and they'll play against Comoros as well. If the Black Stars need just 1 win from that game to earn the ticket to play at the 2026 FIFA World Cup tournament. Before we wrap up, let me just take you through the games that were played on Tuesday. Some of the interesting results from the African qualifiers for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Kenya whipped Seychelles by 5-0. Namibia beats Sao Tome and Principe by 3-0. Sierra Leone secured a 2-0 win over Ethiopia. Tanzania lost at home to Niger by 1-0. Zimbabwe at home lost to Rwanda by 1-0. Burkina Faso and Egypt shared the spoils in a 0-0 draw. That's how the game ended over there. Cape Verde could qualify to the World Cup ahead of Cameroon. They beat the indomitable Lions by 1-0. DR Congo lost to Senegal by 3-2. South Africa and Nigeria played a 1-1 draw. Togo beat Sudan by 1-0. Angola whipped Mauritius 3-1. Benin thumped Lesotho by 4-0. Gabon and Ivory Coast played a goalless stalemate. Gambia smashed Burundi 2-0, and Mauritania and South Sudan's encounter ended in a goalless draw. So that's the wrap-up of the African qualifiers for the 2026 FIFA World Cup tournament. The September international break, all too soon, has come to an end. We will look at how matches in Europe will pan up. Remember, this is Kickoff Central TV. We will be keeping you up to speed on how the Black Stars players will be doing in Europe, on how the Super Eagles and all other African players will be doing in Europe. As we are heading into club football, we would also bring you the games that you can look forward to in the top 5 European leagues. And then the predictions for the week, we would also continue to provide you with updates on those updates as well. So keep watching the channel, and thank you once again for helping us to reach 1,000 followers. Please, if you have not already subscribed to our channel and help us to grow. Until next time, take care and look sharp. Bye-bye.